It's not ungratefulness. It's not negativity. It's definitely not you being too emotional. Something good happens. You get the message. You finish the project. You hear the compliment. You finally achieve the thing you were waiting for. For a moment, it feels light. Then, quietly, something shifts. A small drop in your chest. A strange emptiness. A softness that feels almost like loss. And you think, why do I feel a little sad right now? You don't tell anyone. Because how do you explain being slightly sad after something good? But this reaction isn't random. It's not moodiness. It's a psychological after effect most people never notice because they're too busy chasing the next high. And once you understand it, that quiet sadness stops feeling confusing. It starts making sense. When something good happens, your system doesn't just feel happiness. It experiences activation. Your attention sharpens. Your body lifts slightly. Your thoughts speed up. There's anticipation, build-up, expectation, sometimes even tension before the good thing arrives. And when it finally does, that activation releases. Not gently, it drops. Most people assume happiness is a steady emotional state. It's not. It's a peak, and every peak is followed by a descent. Your nervous system doesn't live in constant highs. It returns to baseline. But here's where it gets interesting. If you were anticipating that moment for days, weeks, or months, your identity was subtly wrapped around it. You were the person waiting for the result, the person about to achieve, the person almost there. When it happens, that version of you disappears. There's a tiny psychological vacuum. The chase ends. The tension resolves. The future you were moving towards suddenly becomes the present, and the mind has to reorient. And that reorientation can feel like emptiness, not because the event wasn't good, but because something ended, even if it was something positive. Even if you wanted it, your system shifts from movement to stillness, and stillness after intensity can feel surprisingly quiet, sometimes too quiet. The strange part isn't that your energy drops. The strange part is how your brain labels that drop. When activation fades, your body moves from stimulation into calm, but calm after intensity can feel unfamiliar. Especially if you are emotionally invested. Your mind expects celebration. It expects lasting elevation. It expects the feeling to stay. When it doesn't, your brain looks for an explanation. And the easiest explanation is something must be wrong. But what you're feeling isn't wrong. It's transition. There's another subtle layer happening too. When something good finally happens, it closes a chapter. And closing a chapter always carries a small form of grief. Not dramatic grief, not obvious grief, just the quiet awareness that the anticipation phase is over. The version of you that was striving, hoping, imagining, that version dissolves. The future becomes the present. The brain has to update its internal map. For a moment, there's nothing to chase, nothing to prepare for, no tension to hold. And without tension, your nervous system softens. But softness after intensity can feel like a dip. Your brain misreads the dip as sadness, when really it's recalibration. The solution isn't to force yourself to stay happy. That's where people get stuck. They try to stretch the peak. They try to hold on to the high, but emotions are waves, not possessions. The shift after something good happens is your system returning to balance. Instead of asking, why am I sad right now? Try asking, what just ended? Was it the waiting, the buildup, the pressure, the version of you that was chasing something? When you recognize that something completed, the feeling stops being confusing. It becomes closure, and closure is not always loud, though always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's reflective, sometimes it feels like stillness after a long climb. That slight sadness isn't ingratitude. It's your mind integrating change. It's your nervous system stepping down from intensity. It's your identity adjusting to a new reality. And once you understand that, you stop fighting the dip. You let it pass. You allow the calm. And eventually, instead of asking why you feel slightly sad after something good happens, you recognize it as a sign that something meaningful just finished. Not broken, not negative, just human.